All right, you stats-hungry bastards. Welcome back for another deep dive. And today we're going to be talking about Sports Reference,
That's right.
a site so packed with data it'll make your head spin.
Hmm.
We're talking the good, the bad, and the downright shady shit.
Yeah, shady as hell.
All served up with a side of immaculate grid obsession.
It's like crack.
So first things first, Sports Reference is like the Library of Alexandria for sports nerds. They've got it all.
They really do.
Baseball reference,
Yeah.
pro football reference, basketball
A
reference.
hockey reference.
You name the sport, they've got the data. And I'm not talking just basic shit like wins and
Well,
losses.
no. We're talking the nitty-gritty, every single scoring play in the NFL since like 1941.
It's crazy.
I got it.
Or you want to know like how many times Michael Jordan airballed a free throw?
Boom Sports Reference has you covered.
And for those of you who are truly obsessed,
They're real sickos.
they've got this thing called StatHead.
It's right.
Imagine paying for stats, right?
Yeah.
This is next level.
Yeah, StatHead is like the premium uncut version of Sports Reference for the people who want to like build custom queries.
Yeah.
Compare players across eras, basically win every goddamn sports argument they ever get into.
So think of it like this. You want to know if Tom Brady really is the Jewid?
Mm-hmm.
StatHead will let you compare his stats to every other quarterback in history, adjusted for era. Opponent strength, hell, even freaking weather conditions.
It's insane.
It's the ultimate tool for settling those late-night debates with your buddies. No more bullshitting, just cold, hard data.
That's right.
And speaking of obsessions, we got to talk about Immaculate Grid this game, man.
Dude, I know.
I've lost hours of my life to this thing.
It's like Wordle, but for baseball nerds.
Yeah.
You get a grid, and you have to fill in players who fit certain criteria. It's simple, it's addictive, and it's taken over the internet. And guess what? Sports Reference bought the damn thing.
Smart move, if you ask me. Immaculate Grid is all about tapping into that deep well of baseball knowledge. And who knows baseball better than the guys who run Baseball Reference?
Exactly. They saw an opportunity to connect with a whole new audience, and they went for it. But let's get back to the main event here. The curious case of the missing Olympic data. This is where things get really interesting.
Yeah, and maybe a little bit shady.
Shady's an understatement.
All right, so for years, Sports Reference was the go-to source for Olympic trivia.
The OG.
They had everything from the first games in 1896 all the way up to the 2016 Summer Olympics. And then, poof, gone, vanished into thin air.
Like a fart in the wind.
They claim it was due to licensing issues, but come on.
Yeah, right, bullshit.
Someone got pissed off, and the plug got pulled.
100%.
And the weirdest part is, they never updated the data for the 2018 Winter Olympics. Then in 2020, they nuked the entire Olympics section like it never even existed.
They tried to erase history.
Now, you might be thinking, so what? It's just some sports stats. But this was an incredibly valuable resource. Researchers, journalists, fans.
Yeah.
They all relied on that data, and now it's gone.
Just like that.
Enter the Ollie Madmen. These guys were like the unsung heroes of Olympic history. They were the ones who provided all the data to Sports Reference in the first place.
The real MVPs.
And when the site went dark, they were like, fuck this, we're doing it ourselves.
They took matters into their own hands.
These guys were hardcore Olympic fanatics. I'm talking about people who could tell you the name of the guy who came in 17th in the luge at the 1984 Winter Olympics.
You think you're kidding, but these guys, they knew their shit.
And they built this amazing website called Olympedia. It's basically the ultimate resource for Olympic data.
It was beautiful.
And here's where things get even more fucked up.
Oh, yeah. Buckle up, Buttercup. This is where the real conspiracy shit starts.
So the Ollie Madmen are happily building their Olympic empire, right? They're independent, they're passionate, and they're providing a valuable service to the world.
The good guys doing good guy shit.
And then out of nowhere, the International Olympic Committee, the IOC, swoops in and buys Olympedia.
What?
And you'd think, okay, cool, the IOC is finally recognizing the importance of preserving Olympic history.
You really think that's what happened? Come on, man.
But that's not how this story ends.
Nah, the IOC, they bought Olympedia. All right, they let the Ollie Madmen keep running it for a few years, and then, bam, 2023 rolls around, and they decided not to renew their contract.
So they basically bought the site just to let it rot.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
And now Olympedia, it's stuck. No updates, no new data. It's like a museum exhibit, but it just stops at like 2023.
What the hell, man? Why would they do that?
It's like they're saying, hey, you can look at the past, but don't you dare try to learn anything new.
It's like they're trying to, like, control the narrative or something, right? They don't want people digging too deep.
Exactly. They got skeletons in their closet, man. The Olympics have always had their fair share of controversies, doping scandals, corruption, you name it.
Yeah, for sure. And the IOC, they're all about protecting their brand. They want to look squeaky clean, even if it means burying the truth.
It's all about image control.
It's such bullshit. The Olympics are supposed to be about human achievement, about pushing the limits.
Yeah, inspiring the next generation, all that.
But behind all the glitz and the glamour, there's this dark underbelly of power plays and shady dealings. And you know who gets screwed over?
Who?
The only madmen. These guys who just wanted to share their love of Olympic history with the world.
Yeah, the real heroes.
They get kicked to the curb. It's like, hey, thanks for building this amazing resource, but now fuck off, we're in control now.
Classic power moves.
The damn shame.
Yeah.
So what does this mean for the future of Olympic data? Are we just going to be stuck with whatever the IOC decides to feed us?
It's hard to say, man. The IOC, they got all the money and the power. They can pretty much do whatever they want.
But on the other hand, we've got the internet.
True.
Information wants to be free, right?
Yeah.
Maybe someone will step up and create a new independent Olympic database.
That would be awesome.
Or maybe Sports Reference will figure out a way to get back in the game. Who knows?
I hope so.
But one thing's for sure, this whole saga of Sports Reference and Olympic data, it's a wild ride.
Yeah, it really is.
It's a story about obsession, about dedication, and ultimately about the fight for control over information.
And it ain't over yet.
So what do you think? What's going to happen to Olympedia? Will it just fade away, or is there hope for a comeback?
I'm not optimistic, man.
Yeah.
The IOC could invest in it, make it the ultimate Olympic resource, but let's be real, they probably won't. More likely, it'll just stay frozen in time, like a digital graveyard.
Damn, that's pretty depressing. What about the Oli madmen? What are they up to these days?
God knows, man. Maybe they've retired to a secluded island to just, like, chill and reminisce about the good old days of Olympic data.
I wouldn't blame them. I mean, after getting screwed over by the IOC, I'd probably want to just, disappear too.
Yeah, I feel that. But hey, maybe there's a silver lining to all this.
Oh, yeah. What's that?
Maybe this whole mess will inspire a new generation of Oli madmen, you know? People who are just as passionate about Olympic history and who are willing to fight to keep it alive.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
Imagine a truly independent, comprehensive Olympic database free from the clutches of the IOC.
A resource that's built by the people for the people.
That's the dream, right?
Yeah, it's a nice thought, but for now it's just a dream.
Well, maybe that's where it all starts, right with a dream. Who knows what the future holds? Maybe someday we'll have a world where Olympic history is truly open and accessible to everyone. But until then, we've got Sports Reference and Immaculate Grid to keep us occupied.
And let's not forget the pure joy of diving down these rabbit holes of information. Who knew that sports stats could be so damn interesting and controversial?
Right. It's a reminder that even in the world of sports, there's always more than meets the eye.
That's what makes it so fascinating.
Exactly. So to wrap things up, I guess the takeaway here is that we need to be critical thinkers. We can't just accept everything we're told. We need to dig deeper, ask questions, and call out bullshit when we see it.
100%. We need to support the people who are fighting for transparency and accountability, because without them, the Olympics are just going to become another corporate marketing scheme.
So to all you data nerds and sports fanatics out there, keep the Olympic spirit alive. Keep researching, keep debating, keep pushing for a better, fairer, and more transparent games.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Because at the end of the day, the Olympics belong to all of us.
That's right.
That's it for this deep dive, folks. We went from obscure sports stats to shady Olympic conspiracies, and hopefully we all learned something along the way.
We sure did.
Thanks for listening. It's insane how these big organizations like the IOC can just do whatever the hell they want.
Yeah, they're basically untouchable.
Control the narrative, bury the shit they don't want us to see, and we're just supposed to sit here and take it.
It's fucked up.
And you know what really grinds my gears? It's that they're doing this with something as pure and inspiring as the Olympics.
Right. It's supposed to be about human achievement, pushing the limits, athletes from all over the world coming together.
Yeah, all that good stuff.
But behind the scenes, it's all about money and power and control.
It's like they've taken this beautiful thing and twisted it into something ugly and corrupt.
And the athletes, they're the ones who get screwed over in the end. They train their asses off, sacrifice everything for what?
To be used as pawns in some corporate game.
It's heartbreaking.
Yeah, it's messed up. But you know what? I still believe in the power of the Olympics.
Yeah.
I still get chills when I see those athletes standing on the podium, hearing their national anthem playing.
Yeah, there's something magical about it.
It transcends all the bullshit.
Yeah.
It reminds us of what we're capable of as human beings.
It's a reminder that we can achieve great things when we work together.
Exactly. And even though the IOC might try to control the narrative, They can't control the human spirit. They can't control the passion, the dedication, the raw emotion that these athletes bring to the games.
That's what makes the Olympics so compelling, so unpredictable. You never know what's going to happen, who's going to rise to the occasion and create a moment that will be remembered forever.
It's true. So I guess the takeaway here is that we need to be critical thinkers. We can't just blindly accept what these big organizations tell us. We need to dig deeper, ask questions, and call out bullshit when we see it.
Absolutely. We got to hold these people accountable.
And we need to support the people who are fighting to preserve the true history of the Olympics. The people who are working to make the games more transparent and accountable. Because without them, the Olympics are just going to become another corporate marketing scheme.
Amen to that.
So to all you data nerds and sports fanatics out there, keep the Olympic spirit alive. Keep researching, keep debating, keep pushing for a better, fair, and more transparent games. Because at the end of the day, the Olympics belong to all of us, not just the IOC.
Well said. Couldn't agree more.
All right, folks, that's it for this deep dive. We went from obscure sports stats to shady Olympic conspiracies, and I think it's safe to say that we all learned a thing or two along the way.
I know I did.
Thanks for joining us, and until next time, keep digging, keep questioning, and keep fighting for the truth.
Cheers.